A female race car driver is banned from all SeaWorld locations for Mourning Tilikum. Tilikum, we all know Tilikum was in captivity for 33 years. Tilikum from Blackfish, and her name is Leilani Münter. And what she did is she showed up with 33 roses. Okay, she also had a sign, and the sign said, "May the four winds blow you safely to your ocean home where you belonged all these 33 years." And then she had these 33 roses, and she wanted to leave them like near the tank where Tilikum was held in captivity for 33 years. So park officials had discovered that she was there because she also was, actually she did the Facebook Live afterwards. So park officials must have just found out that she was there because people had seen the sign, and they handed Münter a notice after escorting her to their security office, accompanied by the Orange County Sheriff Department. And this was the offense. So I'm going to read the exact offense that they wrote up. It says, mourning the loss of orca on property with roses and sign without permission. So they banned her from all of their locations. She then went to Facebook Live, and she did a live, live video seen by 20,000 people. She said, "That's cool, I'm not a huge fan anyhow." And we'll talk about her too, because she's also been a very big advocate. She's a vegan, and when she races, she has like her sponsorships. Some of them aren't even sponsors. She'll just do her own advertisements of like the Cove or Blackfish, so people can see and hopefully understand or be curious about what these documentaries are about. And then she's also really, it's important for her to have like all different, like she won't have like real leather as the seats.
And renewable energy too.
Renewable energy. Her whole pit crew, when they stop, it's all based on solar power. And then after each race, to try and offset the emissions, she'll donate, I believe, an acre to the rainforest. Thoughts, 5 words or less?
Don't blacklist Blackfish.
At least she was peaceful.
Tilla, come on, man.
Driving for change too. Love her. Good for her. This is somebody that I think is like a really great example of someone who's just empathetic and kind and just cares, in my opinion.
I'm confused because I thought SeaWorld had sort of come out and been like, yeah, we fucked up. Because they stopped doing, this is the last year that they're doing shows with the whales. And then they also they're no longer separating families or something. I know that because of Blackfish, that they've really changed their policies and their practices, or at least they're trying to, and that's what their PR is telling us. So why? They've got to sort of expect something like
because
this.
She's still protesting. I don't think they want the
It's so peaceful. It's like
I agree with
and the
you.
sign.
Basically,
it'd be different
she's
if she was like leading a protest march on SeaWorld.
Yeah, it's
I
like
agree.
it's a mourning plaque that she wants to put out there saying, "We're sorry, we're dead." So if you're angry over that, you're kind of saying, "We're glad Tilikum's dead.
Yeah.
We're glad it's over."
Yeah.
It's weird that SeaWorld was so on the defense about it. Like they just assumed that she was protesting something.
Mm-hmm.
If there was another fish that died and somebody brought roses and a plaque, would that person be kicked out too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wouldn't they want to somehow memorialize and honor Tilikum too? This was their animal for 33 years.
Yeah.
You would think that they would think that this is a beautiful message,
No,
but they're on the defensive.
they're like, let's move on. Let's move on.
That's what they want. What they did is once they acknowledged their guilt and they said, yeah, this is not right. We hear you guys. Obviously, our ticket sales plummeted. Something that Lizzie and I would do is we would see how low the ticket prices would get and how low their specials would be.
What did they get to?
I mean, I can't remember anymore, but they had this special Valentine's Day thing a couple years back, and I remember 5 years, so before Blackfish came out, it was over $100. And then I remember this special and it was like $70-something for this Valentine's Day offering. So I was like, whoa, they're really coming back on their prices. So when they admitted their guilt, you would think that they would want to sort of hear the public and understand, all right, like let's talk about this, like us again. And a big part of liking us again is engaging in a conversation. But it seems like, Brett, you are correct in that they're like, we said we're wrong, forget about it, like stop bringing it up. If someone loved SeaWorld so much and went every day on their birthday and they fell in love with this one particular sea lion, every year they saw this sea lion, and then the sea lion passed away, and someone, came in and gave roses and a plaque to the sea lion, are they gonna kick that person out too?
That's a good point. And they have made some changes as far as the orcas go, but they haven't made any changes as far as the dolphins and the sea otters and the sea lions. And so there's still a lot of animals there that are in captivity and are used specifically for entertainment. And we just have to be done with SeaWorld.
To be fair, though, the otters are kind of assholes. They're jerks.
Why are otters assholes?
They're like, you can't have this.
Have you ever seen
disgusting.
up close an otter?
Yes, at SeaWorld.
No. So so if you ever go to the Monterey Bay, if you're ever in the Monterey Bay.
I think it was at the aquarium.
Oh, no, it's not even at the aquarium. So you can go, there's, in Moss Landing. In Moss Landing, that you can go on these little like boat rides, and they take you through, because like, you know, sea otters love kelp because that's where they'll hide their young when they go hunting for whatever they eat. But you can
Poor
go.
defenseless oysters.
Hey, that's the wild, okay? I don't mind if the wild does their thing. I don't like it when people inject themselves into the wild. So it's cute. You go and you see them.
Like
and
Grace on her goddamn camping trips.
Whoops.
So you see the otters up close, and you'll see the baby, and then sometimes you'll actually get to witness the mom like try and like put the baby in the kelp and then go do her thing. They're so cute. You have to try and
otters
go
are
and do it.
empirically adorable.
They're the best.
And I haven't gone to see them, but I really ought to.
You should.
Oh,
He just completely changed his viewpoint after
He had to get it-
short story.
See?
Only because he wanted to
'Cause
get
you didn't yell at me.
an otter pun in. That's the only reason why.
I think it's good. I think it's nice that we can bring awareness to this, and I think that this
And
is
she
the
did it
first time-
right.
But this SeaWorld just has a track record for not only terrible things that they did to whales, but also handling this whole thing once it got going. And this is another snafu. Why don't you just say thank you? We'll put the plaque up.
Yeah, this is a weird PR disaster that just keeps on happening.
Right. And I love the way that she did it. I even love her response. Her response was just really simple. Okay, I don't need to be there anyways. And I like when there's positive stories surrounding vegans too, because there's been a lot of people tend to cover stories about vegans that are extreme, that aren't representative of all vegans and the movement, when it's really all about just trying to be ethical and kind and empathetic. And this is a woman that really stands for all of that. And I'm glad that people are talking about her as opposed to like these like crazy outlier stories that don't represent the movement at all.
So, question.
Yes.
Who do you think paid for the ticket for her to get in? Like, was it the vegan organization that was like, fine, we'll eat this price just for you to lay the plaque down? Like,
Maybe
I
she
wonder.
did because
think
she
she
really
paid?
wanted to honor him.
What?
You don't think she paid?
She might have paid, or it could have been like an organization that was like, do this
it
thing.
seemed like
or-
she did it all on her own. She felt so terrible for Tilikum. She wanted to give him a little bit of a memorial. And I
But to
think that's-
also then
I just-
contribute to the organization by donating. I'm just
Maybe she
just
was-
saying. She
I
does,
just think it's-
well, you are
I just
giving your
think
money to
it's-
SeaWorld.
It's kind of messed up for a race car driver to be vegan because those cars run on fossil fuels,
That's why she does. That's a really good point.
which are
That's-
dead animals that have turned into fuel.
That's a really good point. Her way as a driver, first of all, being vegan really offsets fossil fuels and emissions. It's the best thing for climate change if
Yeah,
you're
but the
vegan. Okay,
fuel
number one.
is made
I understand,
from dead
but listen
animals
let me defend
their
her a
shot
little
in the
bit.
wild.
What?
Nothing. They had their shot in the wild. They
Okay.
weren't murdered by McDonald's.
Okay, first and foremost, vegans do more for climate change than anyone else,
Yes.
okay? Gotta give them credit where credit's due. Number two, she is aware that, being a race car driver, all of the emissions is not good for the environment. She's aware that most race cars are decked out in vegan leather. She's aware that when you pull up to the pit crew, that's a lot of energy sources being used. So she tries to offset that with renewable energy, with solar energy, with synthetic fibers in her car, and then she does donate it to the rainforest. So she tries to do what I think that she does the best that she can. So I think that she deserves credit. Anyways, please share your thoughts in the comment section below. We'll see you next time on Pop Sugar.